Mississippi Tax Freedom Act of 2022. This is House Bill 531. As the name says, they're talking about the Mississippi Tax Freedom Act, which is not what I've already seen online. It's not going to completely do away with the income taxes. It might do away with some. All right, what we're going to go over is why this is going into effect, how it affects you, and some things that I might see a little bit of issue with. I'm not going to go over every detail, and I'll explain why as we go through the video. With this House bill, there's going to be a lot of things changing on your taxes, from everything from what you pay on income taxes all the way into how you buy your groceries. All right, let's get into why it started. For the fiscal year of 2021, the general fund revenue collections of $6,741,384,975 exceeded what they projected. They only projected $5,690,700,000. That's what they established. That's what they thought they were going to get in. So they got quite a bit over. And this is one thing I agree with this bill. Instead of just blowing the extra money, they're going to put it aside to cover any losses or anything that may transpire as this House bill goes into effect. So there is some critical thinking behind this, probably not much, but there is some. When we go over this, I'm going to go over what is actually changing, just simply because this House bill is that long. I'm going to skip a few things, and as I go through, I'll tell you when they're skipped and why they're skipped. For single individuals going through this, I'm going under the assumption that you somewhat know how the income tax is done in the state already, and that's probably why you're watching this, to see what's actually changing. For the single individuals, what's changing is right now you're paying 0% taxes on anything from $0 to $6,000. That is going to be changing if this House bill goes into effect. Now, these are all if the House bill goes into effect. Right now, it has not been completely voted on. It's waiting on the governor's signature. It will be going from the $6,000 to $37,700. So from $0 to $37,700 in annual income, you will pay 0% taxes. Then it will go back up. It doesn't clarify whether they're going to do a different percentage on this, so I'm assuming it's probably going to go back to roughly 5% like it was before on anything above this value. For married individuals that are going to be filing their taxes, anything from $0 to $12,000, you paid 0% on income tax. That will now be going to $75,400. So anything between $0 to $75,400, you'll be paying 0% on your taxes. Head of the family individuals, you had a 0% tax rate from $0 to $9,500. That will be going to $36,600. So anyway, anything from $0 to $36,600 will be 0% on the income tax, which that brings us to, if they're losing the money on the income tax, where they're going to gain it back from. Like most states that do either no income tax or very low income tax, it means your tax on goods are going to go up. Right now, your tax on goods is 7%. That will be going to 8.5%. That doesn't matter if you buy inside of a store or online. It will be 8.5%. I'm going to go ahead and break it down and put it that way, because if you read the House bill, there's several pages that go over just for everything going from 7% to 8.5%. They list it out, this itemized. So just to do away with that, just expect to pay 8.5% on anything you buy other than groceries, which we'll get to that in just a second. And that's going from after July 1st, 2022. That's if this gets passed. That will be the date that this goes in effect. Retail sales of food for human consumption not purchased with food stamps issued by the United States Department of Agriculture or other federal agencies, but which would be exempt under Section 2765 111 subsection O. Before we get into it, I've already seen online where people are already going through and saying that, oh, you're only going to pay 4% on your food, which that is somewhat true. Eventually, in 2028, your food taxes will be 4%. But until then, they go down every year, and we're going to go over them. So if this goes in effect on July 1st, 2022, through the following year, I'm going to make it easy. We'll just go 1 year spans. For the first year, the food tax will be 5.5%. Then the following year, it'll go down to 5.25%. Then the following year after that, it goes down to 5%. So pretty much it's going to go down 0.25% every year from July 1st, 2022, which will start at 5.5%. Then it will go all the way down to 4% on July 1st, 2028. So yes, your food taxes will go down to 4%, but it's going to take until 2028 for that to happen. All right, now we're done with the food part of it. Let's go to the gross income on businesses, which will also be going up to 8.5%. There's a few other changes that are involved. This is, like I said earlier, there's going to be things I'm going to skip, and I'm going to tell you why. The taxes that involve the municipalities, school funds, colleges, and the city of Jackson, they're doing some type of input on the Jackson complex and other things. I don't really want to go over these simply because I'm doing this for the everyday person. If you're in a mayor or in charge of municipalities, the school funds, you have your own people that can research this and give you that information. That's what you pay them for. That's what they're going to do for you. This is for the everyday average person that has to live and work in Mississippi. There is another section that goes over tax discounts on vehicle tags. I'm not putting the exact amount in there because I've seen anywhere from people posting 0 to 30%. This is why I did not put it in there. In the fine print, it goes over it. Your percentage of discount on car tags is based on how much revenue they actually bring in on taxes. So if they don't bring in the projected amount, there's more than likely not going to be a discount on your tags. If they bring in a slight higher amount, there might be a discount. So that's one reason why I didn't. And also, I believe there's going to be conflict. If you go back into one of my previous videos where I went over the infrastructure bill of 2018, where they're going to start taxing your hybrid vehicles and your fully electric vehicles. Tag goes down $30, then you end up having to pay the hybrid tax of $75 or the full electric vehicle tax of $150. You're not really saving any money. In fact, you're still paying more money than what you did the previous year, even if you do get a discount. So that's one thing. That's one reason why I didn't completely go over it, because I'm still kind of interested to see the conflict of the increase of tax of other House bills. So just be aware there could be a discount, and there's also going to be an increase from other House bills, like the infrastructure bill. This bill is really long. The House bill, as I'm reading, is 7,286 lines long. I try to go over and hit the high points, and reading that many lines and pages, taking out what matters to most people, takes time. But I will link the House bill in the description along with other things, so please check that out. And I have a theory on what's actually going to happen. Everybody is going over how much, the minimum wage is. They want it to be $15 an hour, and the median household income for Mississippi with a one earner is $45,317, which means that if you're not married, you're still going to pay some on your income taxes. If you are married and you're the only one earning, there's going to be a little bit of leeway there. So my theory is, if you go to $15 an hour at 40 hours, which is $600, you do it times 52 weeks, which brings you out to $31,200, which is below the income level of the new tax rate of $37,700. But if you start adding in 5 hours a week on average of overtime, it's going to take you above $37,000. So then again, most people will acquire some overtime. So if you average 5 hours over every week, that's going to take you above your $37,000 threshold. So you are not going to completely be away with the income tax, but there will be a huge break in there, a couple $100. So there's that part. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.